Hello and welcome to Quaint Talk Show, where we decode finance and unravel the world economy in just a few minutes. This is Kiran with me, Vijay, your guide through this intricate world of money matters. Today's topic is Indian stock market capitalization has overtaken Hong Kong. Hi, Vijay.
Hi, Kiran.
Hi. Recently, Indian stock market capitalization has overtaken Hong Kong and has become the fourth largest in the world. And also, China's market is not doing so good. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Yes, Kiran. The Indian market capitalization is, or Indian stock market, you can say, is doing wonderful. Just to give you some numbers, in 2007, just 1 year prior to the financial crisis, it was a $1 trillion stock market.
Hmm.
In 2017, it took us close to about 10 years to reach 2 trillion. And in 2021, from 2017 to 2021, we reached 3 trillion. And from 2021 to 2023, just for 2 years' time, we reached 4 trillion. So just December 2023,
Hmm.
we crossed 4 trillion market capitalization and became the fifth largest in the world in December.
Hmm.
And we are in January, just 1 month's time, and that is not even ended. And we have now become the fourth largest in the world.
Hmm.
So, roughly, the Indian market has grown around, you can say, in 6 years' time, it has gone from 2 trillion to 4 trillion. So, 2 trillion market capitalization added in just about last 6 years. So, the Indian market capitalization or the Indian stock market is a phenomenal story. That is one side of this one. So, as you rightly said, we recently uh, were able to become the fourth largest in the world, beating Hong Kong. But beating Hong Kong doesn't has there are two things about it. One, our market capitalization has grown, or Indian market capitalization has
Hmm.
grown, but at the same time, Hong Kong market capitalization itself has fallen. For example, in December, we are just comparing a month back stats as reported by Bloomberg. Just in December, Hong Kong was around 4.8 trillion and
Hmm.
we were just around 4 trillion. So there was a zero point 0.8 trillion gap between Indian market capitalization and Hong Kong market capitalization just in the month of December.
December.
And in the last 20-25 days, India has gained around zero point 0.3 trillion market capitalization. This is just in a matter of, if you can say a month or something. And Hong Kong has lost about zero point 0.5 trillion. So the
Hmm.
story of India overtaking Hong Kong is a two-tailed story where India has increased
Hmm.
its market capitalization. At the same time, Hong Kong's market capitalization fell drastically.
Hmm.
So it is the story of two different tales. One a
Hmm.
growth story, the other one is unfortunately a story where the market capitalization has fallen. And in that terms, they are right now very close to each other. I think India is around 4.33 trillion at this point of time, and Hong Kong is around 4.29 trillion. So
Hmm.
it has beaten Hong Kong, but marginally.
Yeah.
But we expect that to continue,
Hmm.
particularly because of the Indian growth story. So yes, Indian markets are this one, and very soon it is expected that we would, probably beat even Japan. Of course,
Hmm.
that is slightly a benchmark which is far ahead. Has a Japan is currently around $5.9 trillion in market capitalization. You can say it's
Hmm.
six. We are at what, four and a half? So there is still one and a half trillion dollars
To
to
catch up. Hmm.
catch up with the Japan. But I think that is going to happen, if not so fast, maybe in the next 1 to 2 years. But there is another story behind this. The story of the China and Hong Kong together, because the second question that you asked it is with regard the Chinese market
Hmm.
capitalization. See, at the peak, Chinese and Hong Kong, we generally compare both together or we combine both together because most of the stocks that are listed in Hong Kong also come from the mainland China. So
True.
when we talk about the Chinese market capitalization, we are talking about the Shenzhen Shanghai
Mm.
and Hong Kong together. Okay.
Yes.
So, because after all, Hong Kong is also a part of the China. So, the Chinese market capitalization at its peak was close to about $20 trillion. Okay.
Mm.
From there, it has now the combined Chinese market, including Hong Kong, has fallen to $12 trillion. So there is a $8 trillion loss of market capitalization in the China in the last, you can say, a few years.
Mm.
I mean, if you are an investor in China, for example, I think there are close to about uh, you know 200 million retail investors. I think some reports have stated that there are about 200 million retail investors in China, and most of them look forward to either real estate or the stock market as a way to improve their wealth. Now, if any of the real whether it institutional or retail would have invested the money in the Chinese stock market in the last 2 years, they would
Mm.
have lost 36%.
Significant. Yeah.
Significant. But had you invested in anywhere else in the world, you would have probably made some money. Surely you would have made more money had you invested
Mm.
in India, but they would have made money even if had then invested in US, for example. Okay.
True.
So when you compare the China story, stock market story with India, it is very drastic.
Mm.
Even if you compare with a developed market, a story, whether it's being
Mm.
US or UK, it is still the UK, France, Germany's and other markets looks much more attractive than currently with regard to the Chinese. So with regard to the Chinese, there are issues. They have lost quite a lot of market capitalization in the last few
Mm.
years. There is, because of the fear of the growth slowing down, macroeconomic reforms or structural reforms that are there, and also with regard to the issues that are persistent with regard to the real estate sector.
Yeah. Mm.
So all of these have combined together, and over a period of time, it has affected the markets. Having said that, we cannot rule out China. That is not necessarily that the fall will continue. Many
Mm.
people feel that it has fallen, well enough for people to re-enter again the market. So it is possible that there could be a resurgence once some clarity is there. The Chinese government is taking this seriously. This is not that they don't care for it or something like that. They
Mm.
have put down some policies to address this particular issue, because loss of market capitalization is not good, because that really shows the investor sentiment, and that is not really good. No authority would take it lightly, and so are the Chinese authorities. They have put some measures, but then
Mm.
yet there is no concrete visibility of those measures being you know uh, making any effect with regard to investor confidence. But I
Mm.
think that over the next few months, if not years,
Mm.
more or less, you would see some kind of it, because the market has fallen so you know low. It
Mm.
would be a good time for those who have a big appetite. I think it could be a good time to enter the Chinese market also. uh, so the Chinese market is facing its own problem. But if you take Indian market as such, it's a remarkable growth story, and we only see upward for the
Mm.
next few years to come, because particularly with regard to the reforms that are pending, and
Mm.
they are which are once they are implemented, a lot of reforms have taken place, and a
Mm.
lot needs to be done. But once they are put into place, I think it would be a remarkable story.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Vijay. Thanks for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you.
That ends our show for today, and we will come up with a different topic again. Until that time, have a good evening. Have a nice day. Thank you.